Good morning, dear student. In today's class, we will discuss about the RCC retaining wall. Okay, we will study about RCC retaining wall. What is retaining wall? Where we have to use it? All of that. Okay, so let's start the class. Retaining wall. It's a very important structural component for civil engineering structures. We use retaining wall in a large scale for various type of civil engineering project. Okay, like in building, in road project, in railway project, bridges, all over there. Okay. So first of all, what is retaining wall? Basically, retaining wall is a structure which is used to retain the soil, which is used to retain the soil, right? Anywhere in a civil engineering project where the label created between soil, different labels are there in soil, so we have to provide retaining wall to make the structure stable and avoid the settlement of soil. So retaining wall are relatively rigid walls, completely RCC wall. Here we will discuss about complete RCC wall used for supporting soil laterally so that it can retain at different levels, so that we can retain the soil in different levels without any settlement. Okay, retaining wall are structure designed to restrain soil to a slope, and if there is a sloping behavior of soil, there are chances of settlement are very high. At that situations, we also can provide retaining walls. Okay, and retaining walls that retain soil on the back side and retain water on the front side, they are called seawall or bulkhead. Okay, if we construct any retaining wall in which the back side soil filling are there and in front side there are water or liquid, that type of retaining wall are called seawall or bulk wall. Okay, as we have discussed in various structures, various projects, we have to provide retaining wall. We can see here, this is a road, and here that is a level of soil and that is different level of soil. In this case, if the soil is not stiff sufficiently, there is a chance of settlement of soil. And if the soil will settle here, our road will also collapse with the settlement of soil. At these situations, we have to provide a structure which can retain the soil in their position, and that is the structure retaining wall. So this is the retaining wall. We can construct it in different manners. Here, this is the retaining wall. Again, we can see here, this is a road project, and we have provided the retaining wall in these places. Okay, to retain the soil, side soil, to avoid the settlement of soil. This is a retaining wall in buildings. Okay, if we construct a building underground, any story, so we have to provide retaining wall to avoid the settlement of earth aside the structure. Okay, here we can see we have excavated the soil and we have to we will construct a room here, any structure. So at that, for that structure or that room, the wall beside the structure will feel a pressure by the earth, by these soil or these earth. To avoid these pressures, to transfer these pressure safely, we have to construct retaining wall besides the earth. Okay, and only side walls we have to construct as a retaining wall, not the intermediate walls. Intermediate wall will be normal wall. Okay. In the same sense here, this is a multi-story building. In multi-story building, like in mall, in commercial buildings, or in residential building, we generally provide 2 to 3 story as under construction, underground. Okay. So at that condition, we have to provide retaining wall to ensure the stability or to avoid the settlement of soil, right? So these are the retaining walls for the multi-story building. Also in the railway projects, this is a railway track, and to here, this is the railway line level, and this is the another level of soil. To avoid the settlement of soil of that particular height, to create obstruct of the railway track, we have to provide the retaining wall here, and that's why we have provided the retaining wall. So retaining wall is a very important component, very important structure, what which we have to provide in many civil engineering projects. This is bridge, underpass and bridge. In underpass, here is if we cross the two different alignment of road in this different level. At that time, we have to provide retaining wall to retain the soil, back soil. So this is a retaining wall whose purpose is to retain the soil, back soil, these back soils. Okay. In the same sense, in bridges, these are abutments, and this is wing wall. So wing wall and abutment behave like a retaining wall. The main objective of the wing wall and abutment is also to retain the soil, back soil. So they also behave like a retaining wall. Okay. Now, component of retaining wall. What are the major or basic component of retaining wall? What we are going to design here, right? So, in a basic retaining wall, there is a wall that is called stem, that is base, and base have two part. The back side part is called heel, and the front size part is called toe. That is the original ground level, and that is the soil filling level. Okay, that is the artificial filling what we have done, and that is the original ground level. Okay, that is also soil, and that is soil filling. That is the back side of retaining wall, and this is front side of retaining wall. Okay, so that is the our usable area in front side, and the back side soil filling is done, right? So what is the concept of retaining wall? The soil filling back side will exert a pressure on the stem of the retaining wall, and to avoid this pressure force, we will design a whole structure. Okay. If we talk about type of retaining wall, basically there are four type of retaining walls generally we use in a large scale. The first one is gravity retaining wall, second one is cantilever retaining wall, third one is counterfort retaining wall, and fourth one is buttressed retaining wall. We will discuss one by one here. So gravity retaining wall is used for the very low height. Okay, if we develop any landscape area, any garden, and in the different levels, at that time we provide gravity retaining wall. The basic concept of gravity retaining wall to transfer the load or earth pressure, they distribute the earth pressure by their own weight in this similar to gravity dam. As in gravity dam, the water pressure or any load is transferred by the self weight of the gravity dam. In the same sense, the gravity retaining wall, the pressure will be distributed by its own weight. And we can construct the gravity retaining wall by brick, by boulder or rock, or by RCC, or by plain concrete. Okay. Generally, we use brick, stone, and plain concrete to construct gravity retaining wall. Okay. Second one is cantilever retaining wall. We use very frequently in many structures this type of retaining wall. Cantilever retaining wall is a RCC retaining wall. Generally, they provide the stability, or they ensure the stability by the self weight of retaining wall and by the weight of the soil back, which is generally filled in backside. So they provide the stability by along with the self weight and soil weight. Okay. And generally they are provided for the height of 6 to 8 meter. If we have to construct a retaining wall, we have to retain a soil of height 6 to 8 meter. At that time, we can use cantilever retaining wall, right? So that is the peak of cantilever retaining wall. The next one is counterfort retaining wall. Counterfort retaining wall also behave like a cantilever retaining wall. The stability is ensured by the self weight of retaining wall and the weight of the soil which is filled in backside. But this is generally provided for the height of above 8 to 12 meter. If a large height of soil we have to retain, at that time we prefer counterfort retaining wall. And the reason behind that only that the counterfort retaining wall is more stable as compared to cantilever retaining wall, because in counterfort retaining wall, the stem and the base is connected with another extra wall. That is called the counterfort. These walls are called counterfort, and if we construct the counterfort, we connect the stem with base, the stability is increased of the overall retaining wall. Okay, that's why they are more suitable for the high, more height of the more height of soil. Okay, here the behavior of stem and base is not cantilever as cantilever retaining wall. In cantilever retaining wall, the stem and base behave like a cantilever manner, but in counterfort retaining wall, the counterfort stem or base behave like a continuous slab, because if we see that part and that part of retaining wall, if we see in base that and that part, they behave like a cantilever slab, sorry, continuous slab. Okay, and this is a cross sectional view of counterfort retaining wall. These are the counterfort we can construct in different manners like triangular or rectangular manner, and they are generally hidden after the soil filling in backside, because they are constructed in the backside. Okay, backside of the retaining wall. So they are very commonly used in many projects like building road or railways. The next one is buttress. This is the buttress retaining wall. Okay, buttress retaining wall is similar to the counterfort retaining wall. The basic difference between both of them, in counterfort retaining wall, the counterforts are constructed in back side of the retaining wall, where we have to fill the back soil. Okay, but in the buttress retaining wall, the connecting element is constructed in front side of the retaining wall, and the soil filling is done generally back side. So in buttress retaining wall, these are the connecting member and they are called buttress. In the case of counterfort, they are called counterfort. In the case of buttress wall, they are called buttress. Okay, so in the case of buttress retaining wall, they are in the front side of the retaining wall, and they are not hidden in soil because the soil is filled in backside. So they create obstructions during the movement of the passenger or movement of the vehicles or any use, and they acquire the space in front side. That's why they are omitted by the counterfort retaining wall. If we construct in the counterfort manner, this space is usable. That's why nowadays counterfort retaining wall is used in a large scale. Okay. That's all for today. In next class, we will discuss about the design consideration of retaining wall. What are the design consideration, design parameters generally considered during the design of retaining wall? We will discuss in detail. Thank you.